A Boise pastor imprisoned in Iran writes a Christmas letter home describing the conditions he's being forced to live in. The Iranian government says Pastor Saeed Abedini threatened national security for setting up Christian churches. In the letter, Pastor Abedini talks about spending his third Christmas trapped in a cold prison cell and how his faith is getting him through these rough times. In the letter, Abedini describes the place he sleeps, writing, quote, "My small space beside the window is without glass, making most nights unbearable to sleep. The treatment by fellow prisoners is also quite cold and at times hostile." Saeed remains in need of medical care, suffering from increased pain from internal injuries, the result of multiple prison beatings. His legal supporters are asking for continued international pressure on the Iranian government to release the Boise pastor. And we asked Nagmeh Abedini, Pastor Abedini's wife, to come in on Fox 9 tonight. Thank you so much for joining me.
Of course.
Appreciate that.
It's good to be here.
How are you?
Well, it's quite emotional. It's our third Christmas without Saeed, so it's that time of year.
So the children are now 8 and 6.
They are.
You get a letter like this, Nagmeh. Do you jump up and down and scream hooray, or do you read it trembling?
I initially jump up and down.
Sure.
Because I didn't expect it to receive it. Saeed was not supposed to have visitors until mid-January, and so it was a surprise that someone got to visit him last week, and receiving this letter was a surprise. But it was good to know, to hear from him, but at the same time it's difficult knowing that he's spending Christmas and the last 2.5 years in such harsh conditions.
How, as you as a mother, handle this? I mean, our kids are the same age. I don't know how I would get through it. How do you get through it? How do you protect them and yet let them realize what's really happening?
Well, I don't give them a lot of the details, like with the beatings or the 8-year sentence. They know he's in prison. They don't know when he's coming out. It's quite painful watching them flip through albums and ask stories about Daddy. They're trying so hard to hold on to memories of him. 3 birthdays have passed, and they're growing out of their toddler years, so it's been very difficult. I just stay strong through my faith as a Christian, and that's what keeps me going. It's given me such, it's not religion. My faith in Jesus Christ is such a deep, amazing relationship that it's there to give me peace and strength through the worst times of my life.
And when I was amazed reading some of the letter that Saeed sent you, he talks about having joy in one of the worst prisons in the entire world. I mean, this is known as being a brutal place, and he's been beaten and abused. And how does he have that joy? And that word has so much Christmas meaning to it.
It does, and it's not possible to have that much joy in such hard conditions unless there's that connection with God that no one can take away, and the prayers of the people that are praying for him. No prison walls can take that away from him, and so many are praying for him, and his faith as a Christian in Jesus is what's keeping him going and giving him peace and joy in the worst conditions. He's talked about hugging those who are persecuting him, who are beating him.
Wow.
And that's supernatural. It can only come from God.
How do you hold on to hope? And what is the hope? Is there any sign that he could possibly be released?
That's a good word, because I feel like I've been praying that for Saeed, hope. And if I feel like if I lose hope, then it's over. So I keep having hope.
All right. Well, the rest of us can be praying for hope as well, especially in this Christmas time. Thank you for coming on Fox 9.
Thank you.